Eddie Hearn. Eddie, how's the hospitality here in Arizona?
Well, great. I only arrived about 3 or 4 hours ago, but I've just seen the ticket update. I'm very happy.
Yeah.
The fans have come out, and we're excited. I've been here a couple of times before. Once for a fight, once for the PGA Tour event at Scottsdale. Great place, great weather. I've come from 1 degree to nice sunshine, so happy to be here.
The overrated heat weather here in Arizona.
It just looks hotter than it is, doesn't it? When I landed, I was like, I need to get out by the pool, and then realised a little bit chilly, but nice place to live.
Why was Phoenix a no-brainer for this event?
I think we're kind of like, we're learning a lot. We're just Brits. As I said in an interview before, there's a saying called pissing in the wind, which basically means you don't know what you're doing. And a lot of the time, coming to the States, we don't know what we're doing because the country is so vast. We're learning. In England, you've got London, Manchester, Newcastle, Glasgow, and everyone's kind of the same. Here you've got Phoenix, you've got New York, you've got Philly, you've got LA, all these different markets, like different countries, different people, different worlds. And here it's a whole nother exception to that rule. So it's about learning. Obviously, this is a very Hispanic-led card with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Massive Hispanic fan base here. We'll have about 10,000 in there on Friday. Most of them probably to support Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. So the atmosphere will be wild. But definitely it's already a stop that we need to look at for 2020, because anywhere that works, and what I mean by works is anywhere that sells tickets, gets excited, has a good energy and an atmosphere in the arena, we need to be back here. And you've seen here with boxing in the past, with UFC. This is a very vibrant market here, and I think it's somewhere we really need to come in 2020.
Sure. A boxing question. How surprised were you that Andy Ruiz showed up overweight for the Anthony
he's
Joshua?
Always been overweight. I have to say, in the workout on fight week, everyone was watching him on the pads, me included. He looked sharper than ever. So he was about 8 or 9 pound heavier than expected. When you're 19 or 20 stone, that's really just a meal. Do you know what I mean? So I just think that Anthony Joshua outboxed him. I think a lot of people are focusing on Ruiz's physique when we saw his physique in the first fight, and he won by knockout. So it was just Joshua put in a great performance, much better than the first fight, and he becomes the unified heavyweight world champion again.
What's next for Anthony Joshua?
I think the Wilder fight is the biggest fight in boxing. So for us, it's one that we've got to make as soon as possible. When we didn't have the belts, I was saying the other day, when you get the belts back, the problems begin. The mandatories, people, governing bodies writing letters, you've got to fight him, you've got to fight him. Lawyers are getting on you, other promoters starting to negotiate. So you have to get to work straight away. You have to defend your belts against the mandatory challenges. But also, the Wilder fight is the one that gives Anthony every belt. And ultimately, that's what you want. That's a career-defining fight. That's a game changer for the sport of boxing.
Wow. Any prediction for Friday night?
I think Jacobs is the favourite. Chavez, you've got to understand, Chavez fascinates me because obviously he's a hero and a villain in Mexico. Son of one of the greatest Mexican fighters of all time, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. Had over 100,000 people watching fight Azteca. Interestingly, his last ever fight was at Talking Stick Arena, the father. And Chavez Jr. showed a lot of promise. He's had his discipline problems as well. It's kind of redemption for him on Friday. Jacobs is a great fighter. 2-time world middleweight champion. Just fought Canelo Alvarez in a close fight. So he's the favourite in this fight for sure. But if Chavez could pull off something on Friday, he would just become a superstar in Mexico. And, he's ready.
To all of our viewers on Fanatics View, what would you tell them?
Thank you for supporting us in Phoenix. And I believe your background is mainly IndyCar racing, but try boxing. It's a great sport. I believe it's a lot more exciting than IndyCar racing. I'm not a huge fan of watching that. And actually, we was in Saudi Arabia last week for our show. They just had Formula E, right?
Yeah, sure.
Which is obviously no sound. I don't understand that. At least when
you get the color and the speed, right? You get the sound. Yeah, true.
With that, it's like on mute, So I think boxing's really exciting. We've got a great crowd here on Friday in Phoenix, so get yourself down there. Thanks for the support.
Thank you so much, man.